Hey guys, what's up? It's Darkmech here, and welcome back. Today we are talking the Black Temple Timewalking raid. So it is nearly at an end, and I wanted to check in, see if you got it done, see what you thought about it, and give my views on it, I suppose, in regards to how I think it went, what I think can be improved, and the big thing at the end, what the fuck the Warglaives actually look like on your Demon Hunter. So, starting off, my thoughts on the Black Temple Timewalking raid. It was good. In a nutshell, it was good. The biggest issue was obviously, and this will shape a hell of a lot of response to this, I think, was the problem with the lockouts at the start. The lockouts for the first 2 days caused a hell of a lot of issues, and a lot of people are going to have a really negative experience they're coming away with because of that. And that's fair enough. I did it on the Friday night with some mates. I made a pug group, obviously through the group finder, took some friends, and then filled up the rest. And we took some real fucking shitters along with us. And we still managed to get through this in about an hour and 40 minutes, really fucking easily. And this kind of brings me into what I think they could have done better. I think it could have been a lot fucking harder. And I don't mean to sound like a fucking circle jerk knobhead. I just mean it was really LFR. Like, it was real LFR. And if they were going to make it that fucking easy, they nearly should have just put it in the LFR system where you could queue for it and just face roll your way to victory. So that to me was a little bit disappointing. I thought if you had to go to the trouble of making a group in the group finder, at least make it a little bit challenging. You were pretty much able to just blow hero on every single boss and just ignore mechanics. I saw videos the other day of people doing Gertrog Blood Boil by just standing in one stack. Everyone taking Blood Boil stacks and just burn it down. Like, you know, and council. People were just AoEing council down. So that kind of stuff really was a big bugbear for me, I suppose. With this, Nagentis was always going to be easy and straightforward. No issues with that. It's a give me boss. Supremus, your druid, is always going to pull it with Starfall because he's a big fatty named Jai. And people are going to get Falcon punched. And that was a bit of fun. But again, the Fixate phase, the volcanoes, none of it really caused havoc like it did back when it was current. Shade of Akama was never a hard fight back in Burning Crusade. But this wasn't even a fight. Shade of Akama, it was never a huge fight, as I said, but it was really fucking lackluster in here and felt like a joke. Terran Gorfine, I had mixed emotions about this. So Terran back in the day, your whole raid used to join together and they would all light a candle and pray to their deity of choice for that one guy in your raid that couldn't conquer the flash simulator for Terran Gorfine when you got turned into the ghost to not get marked for death because they would fuck your entire raid. This wasn't the case either. The ghost died really quickly. There was no issues on it. It was a real cakewalk boss as well. So I had mixed emotions about that not having to wipe on it, but it still would have been nice for it to be a little harder as well. ROS. I think they did a really good job on ROS. So ROS is the 3-stage face boss. First phase you can't heal the fixate sort of tank, so you have to stand under it. Whoever's standing under it, it'll fixate on. Stage 2 was the damage was reflected, and stage 3 was the race against time. And I actually thought they did a pretty good job on the difficulty sort of tuning of ROS. I thought that one was okay. Blood Boil, as I said, you know, again, really sort of super easy. We did operate 2 groups, 3 melee and 3 range, in each, and swap them back and forth on 3 stacks. And again, that was fairly easy, but again, you didn't even have to do mechanics actually to even pass that one. Who came after that? Mother. Mother was Fatal Attraction, did a bit of damage. I was really disappointed with the Saber Slash damage. So generally when you're tanking, you have to have 2 tanks and a plate DPS standing in front of her to absorb the damage from Saber Slash. In this, you could do 2 tanks and Saber Slash did fuck all. The Fatal Attraction could kill people, which was cool to see, but really not a hell of a lot of damage coming out on that one. The Illidari Council, this was really, I kind of wanted to wipe here. I thought maybe it would be a little challenging, but as long as you drag the Paladin out and everyone just AoE'd like a fucking boss and stood out a Blizzard and Flamestrike, again, you weren't going to have any issues there. And then old mate Illidan. So Illidan, again, kind of disappointing. The biggest part on Illidan was just facing the flames of Azeroth away and making sure they didn't get dragged away from their glaives by stupid people or stupid tanks. and making them enrage and wipe your raid. And as long as you just all stood there and the flame was faced away, you were fine. The Shadowy Parasites, we let them spawn in the raid and just continued to AoE them. We didn't even, like, in the old days, you would have to run them out. A Frost Mage would frost over them, range would kill it, and you would run back in. In this, you could just pretty much drop them in the raid and kind of, like, just let Botanist kind of, that Botanist vibe where the Fell Lashes would spawn. We, by the end of, I think, Illidan had around, I don't know, it felt like 400 fucking Parasites trolling the platform. And again, we still managed to kill it, and then the Parasites killed all of us, but that's not the fucking point. It was still relatively easy. So I certainly don't mean to sound like a knob, as I said, but I just would have liked it to have been that little bit difficult, harder, just to make it that little bit more of a challenge and accomplishment. I think if they were going to make it that easy, they probably could have just stuck it in LFR and let people cruise through to get their glaives. But this certainly sets, I suppose, a tone for what could come next in Timewalking raids. Hopefully the next ones are a little harder. It certainly doesn't need to be mythic or heroic difficulty or anything like that. It just needs to be a little bit of a challenge if you're going to go to the effort of making a group for it via the group finder system. So the big the big news I want to talk about. What the fuck is this? What is going on here? Like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea? And this is an intended change. There's a blue post on Twitter about this, or a Twitter post, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, saying that this was an intended change to the way the glaives sit on your back. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the new expansion lately and what's been data mined and things like that. Well, I've done my own fucking research and my own digging. 7.3, new Demon Hunter spec. Everybody has been wondering what will the third spec be for Demon Hunters. I fucking tell you, it's a fucking fidget spinner. You're gonna be a fucking fidget spinner by the look of this, because every Demon Hunter's gonna be running around with the Warglaives of Azzinoth, and they're gonna be a fucking fidget spinner. I'm pissy about this. I am snowflaking out like a fucking retard. I think this looks shit. If you like it, fuck you. No, I'm just joking. I don't like it. So again, curious to know, did you think it was worth doing? Not that it was hard getting through this, but did you think it was worth it for what you've kind of come out with? Or were you expecting the old big cross with the glaives? And are you disappointed by this? Because honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it, Pauline. So yeah, let me know, guys. I probably ranted on for way too long, but it's like 4:15 in the morning, so there we are. Did you get through Black Temple? Did you enjoy it? Let me know all that stuff. Do you like the new Warglaives? Thanks very much for taking the time to watch the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Look forward to hearing from you. See ya.